Good morning, physicists. Happy Monday, May the 4th. In fact, may the 4th be with you. This video, hopefully it'll be quick, will show you what I'd like you to do to get working on it. So today's assignment, I'll go over this in just a moment, is to go into a little bit more detail about Ohm's law. Ohm's law is something that students touched upon, and I saw in your responses earlier last week in the gizmos. So you just basically kind of looked at Ohm's law real quick. Today we're going to look at it in a little bit more detail. This is in Aries, right? So that's evaluated. This one right here, which was posted last Wednesday, is probably the most important grade-wise. I ask you to do a few things on Flipgrid, and as of right now, I have just 4 students who have turned that in right now. Let me just show you what I got. 429 circuits. This is what you were asked to do, and I got some great responses. See this little picture of me up there? Those are the ones I've responded to. Arturo, I'll respond to you today. This is a grade changer, right? This is an aspect. It's an evaluation. It's something that you want to get done, right? Pretty simple as well. What are you going to do today? Well, today's post is an assignment. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up here. It says PhET Discovering Ohm's Law Simulation. Everyone's been pushed one out, and there's 2 documents. Here's the simulation. There's a link also in the document itself, and then here's the guide through it. I'll pull that up. And here's the link right here. So level 1 is just exploring the simulation. What are the variables that you can change in this simulation, and what are their respective units? Well, let me just show you how simple that is. Let's open it up. Here's what we got in terms of Ohm's law. The only things that I can change in here, I can change voltage, nice noise. So volts is one of it, and the unit is volts. I can change the resistance. That's the Greek letter omega, and that is the unit, what we use for the unit for ohms, or the variable. So I can change the resistance, and of course, what does that do? It changes I. I is the current, and that is recorded in milliamps. So that's something that we're going to have to be aware of in this case. So if we look at this, each one of these is a 1.5 volt battery. They're put in series. So if I go down here, we're going to set it at 4.5 volts for the experiment. That's 3 1.5 volt batteries wired in series, and you'll take your quick data based on that. What are we going to do in that case? Well, it says here, keep the voltage at 4.5 volts for the entire experiment, change the resistance accordingly, and calculate the corresponding current. Now, here's something I want you to take a look at. Here's the ones I suggest. Set it at 10 ohms, 100, and then all the way up to 1,000 ohms. What I want you to do, though, this is a little bit strange, is I don't want you necessarily to think about the resistance. I want you to think about 1 divided by the resistance. So how do I populate this column? I just take 1 and I divide it by these numbers. So this would be 0.1, this would be 0.01, so on and so forth. We want the inverse, or 1 divided by the resistance. And then the last thing we're going to record in this case is we're going to record the current. A little bit of a trick here. The current I want you to record in amps, or amperes, A, and remember the simulation records it in milliamps. So you'll need to do a little bit of a conversion to do that, but here's the conversion. And you'll divide the value in the simulation by 1,000, right? That'll turn it into amps. All right, you're going to graph this data, so that's here, and then I'm going to have you interpret that data. You can develop your own document to turn in, or you can use this document and create spaces for the graph and answer questions, but you should turn this in as evidence of learning about Ohm's law. All right. If you need help, I have office hours Monday through Thursday on Google Meets. You should have a link already there. Just go to Meets and you should see Henning's office hours for the day. I can help you then. I hope to see some output from you guys. Good luck.